Hey, this is Intro again, back with more AFK death setups. Today we're going to be covering every overworld tyrant of interest. You can see Joker right here has a bronze crown next to his name. Any enemy with a silver crown is guaranteed to drop 2 weapons, and any enemy with a gold crown is guaranteed to drop 3 weapons. The way to increase the crown is based on KP ratio. So if we let the enemy kill us a whole bunch of times, it will increase its crown and make it way more convenient to farm.
Come on,
as you can see, I have it set up where this enemy is just killing me over and over again, and I'm not touching the controller. This is completely AFK. And then our party member here is going to auto-revive me.
Come on, I got you.
Yep. And then this is just going to continue going for like multiple hours upon hours until we like actually go into our mech and kill this enemy. So let me show what the setup is for this. So weapons don't matter. For our character, we have the Jet Black Angel Wings because of the lowest resistances. Joker uses a physical and electric. We also have the Diving Body Set series for the negative physical and negative electric. Gwyn is the opposite, where he has the highest electric and highest physical that he can get. Also, this HP rebound skill is very important. For his weapon, we use specifically the Ramjet 2 rifle with magazine capacity to generate TP. We then start the fight with Joker, and we tell Gwyn to only use range attacks, and we tell him to assemble to be closer to us. And then we make sure that we get Joker within melee range, so that he'll start using melee attacks on us. And we just sit here and wait, and this is going to keep going, and this will keep going for multiple hours. For the Sphinxes, they are daytime only. Our party member gear is the same, except this is now Grenada skell wear from the shop. And then HB we switched to HB because he can get physical res on a shield. Ramjet rifle is the same. Sunglasses for the thermal res. HP rebound needs to be built into a chest plate. That's important. The electric resistance up, built in. Also again built in. And also important, this Sphinx has an ether attack on its tail, and it's not really possible to attack against 4 different attributes. So we only want HP to be attacked against thermal, physical, and electric here, so we just break his tail. And now, yeah, he's good.
Ready. Let's see how I stack up the hits. Move in for the kill. I'm willing to give that a try.
Assemble.
Good strategy. I approve.
We can just AFK this now. And then this exact same setup works with the other Sphinx as well. For this next enemy, our character has the same gear still, but HB this time is going for physical, ether, and electric resistance. Same assault rifle, same shield, the physical res. And then we're using this gear for our resistances. Very important, you need to break the mouth on this guy because he has a thermal attack. It will land on it. There we go. No,
I'm taking a shot from above.
Right, there's a broken mouth.
Scale you later.
Think you can take the heat?
And then we use LAP to exit spell.
I approve. The skill's not cutting it. Superior stat.
Nighty-night.
Alright, and we're good for the AFK farm.
Sleeping on the job.
If he does get low enough, there will be a second tyrant that spawns, and you need to go kill that second tyrant, because if it kills you, then it goes to that tyrant's kill count and not Atreides' kill count, which is not ideal because we want For the final weapon-related enemy, we have Lugalbanda. I have already made a video dedicated to him. Just here's very quickly what our gear kind of looks like. And important is you need to go and break every single appendage attached to him. There's a video dedicated on what you do for this guy, so go and check that out. So that was all 6 of the best weapon enemies, but now we get to move on to all of the armor enemies. Starting off with this guy, Izgnanie. Go look at our gear. You can ignore the weapons. Same setup, get used to this one. And then HB is the same as he was previously with physical, ether, and thermal resistance. We can go and get this guy's attention.
Scale you later.
A melee attack should stack you. You want to play with the big
Tell
one?
HB to exit his skell.
The skell's not cutting it. I'm willing to give that a try.
And use range
Good
attack.
strategy. I approve.
It should be noted that you see this lantern appendage that he has on right now. If you destroy that, you completely remove all of his thermal and ether attacks, reducing him to only physical, which is actually really easy to build for, just resisting one attribute. This next enemy only appears in fog, which is really annoying, but it's the only tyrant that drops Grenada Scale.
Whoa! Whoa!
So,
Jumbo
as you
size!
can see, it's going to start targeting me.
Powering up would be the smart approach here.
And
I'm willing to give that a try.
This enemy has physical, electric, and ether damage. However, you can completely remove his ether attack by breaking the sack appendage.
Ready.
We will not be doing that because it is possible to get all 3 at once. So we're just going to AFK for a little bit. Here is the gear. This is the only tyrant in the game which drops Sakuraba Lightwear, and he only has physical and ether attacks. So this is the ideal enemy for Orphean gear, although there are 3 more tyrants with Orphean gear. This guy is a bit complicated because he has 4 attributes, which normally we can't deal with. But as you can see, he's just really weak and slow at killing us. So we are able to deal with 4 attributes, but at a cost. There's a reason this guy doesn't have a crown. For our gear, we're using the beginning prototype set. And then for HB, this is a money shield where it has 2 resistances. This enemy specifically uses gravity, electric, physical, and ether. So you need 2 of one of those 4. The ramjet rifle has firing range this time, along with the magazine capacity. And then for our resistances, and of course the HP rebound is really important.
Ready.
This is what you might call a
Here you stand.
Nighty night.
Sleeping on the job.
For this next enemy, Ignite the Ultimate
Really
Chaos,
here.
he has physical, ether, and electric attacks.
See how I stack
He is
up the
already
hits?
naturally
Move
in
in for the
gold,
kill.
so this setup is just to keep him in gold, or if he ever drops to silver, how to get him back up to gold.
Nighty night.
Also, all of his physical attacks are tied to appendages, specifically his leg appendages. So if you break all 4 of his leg appendages, you'll be reduced to only ether and electric.
Launching.
And this is the gear that I'm using for triple resistances. You do need a double shield for triple resistances. And this is the much cheaper 2 resistance setup. The last Orphean guy is this guy who has a really strong proximity weapon. And also it took ether level down 6, so we don't want to deal with it. First we break his appendages so he can't do anything to us. And then he's going to be doing a huge tick of damage every single second. And we're invincible for 10 seconds, but we'll be revived, but we'll die on the 11th rocket after our invincibility runs out. And yeah, this is like the literal fastest enemy to farm in the game, just because of how consistent the proximity spike is.
Oh, I've heard all about you.
Our next enemy here is Luciel the Eternal. He is already gold crown. He only has physical, thermal, and gravity attacks, although him inflicting topple constantly is very annoying. The other Milisaur is Fernando, who drops Orphean gear as well.
Good strategy.
But he does not inflict topple, which is really nice. He only has physical, thermal, and gravity. Here we have Caesar the 100-Eye, who is really valuable to farm deaths to because he is the only source of Sakuraba skellware in the entire game.
Sleeping on the
He
job.
has physical, ether, and electric attacks. However, you can remove his ether by just destroying his gas sack, and if you destroy his claws, you remove his physical attacks, making him just electric.
Move in for the kill.
You do want to have all three available though, as it makes it go a little bit faster. And yeah, he will just keep on killing you over and over. And if you need a cheaper setup, remember that you can remove both his ether and his physical attacks, making him electric only. Here we have Buchwald, who I have already farmed 14,000 deaths on, and he's still in silver, so it takes a while to get to gold. And he uses physical, thermal, and ether attacks. And he auto-heals himself, so you don't actually need to use the ramjet rifle. And he's pretty easy to set up for. He does do defending, but after defending, he will usually do, an attack that kills you. And he also has a giant, like, where he uses in the air and does damage to every single party member. Like that, yeah. If you're not invincible, he'll do a massive amount of damage with that. Next is this enemy who also drops Grenada skellware. And he only has ether and physical attacks. You do want to get rid of his the things around him, because if they kill you, then it doesn't go towards his counter. And then there's also this Avatar who is the exact same. And that was every single relevant enemy in the game for ground-related stuff. We covered all of the highest tier enemies that drop ground weapons, and all of the highest tier enemies that drop armor. However, there are some enemies that drop specifically skell weapons, and these can actually be really useful to auto-farm.
Okay,
we do not have a complete list of this because what is a useful skell weapon and what is not is constantly changing. This guy, however, does drop missiles, and missiles are very meta. I am going to let this AFK for a little bit, and we'll end the video.
On the job.
This guy does have beam, physical, and electric. However, you're able to disable the electric if you break one of his legs.
This is what you might.
But yeah, no, if we get this guy up to at least silver, that means every time you break one of his shoulders, you're guaranteed an missile which is really good. And then there's other enemies,
Ready.
such as
Oh, I'm
the Zig that lives over here. There's also the Seidr and the Ganglion Anthropolis. And there's other enemies all around the map.
gifted